How's it going, mate? We had requests. We have to get you on. Da-da-da.
Yeah, they were my idiot mates. I'm sorry about that. I've been in Discord raging all day about the game. So,
What was that?
yeah. Bloody hell, mate. I don't even know. It was horrendous. And I don't think people are emphasizing enough on the point that it was Kerno's 200. Like, that was the big one for me because, this bloke's, he's given us so much over the last 20 games. Like, he's one of my favorite players. The heart that he shows for the jumper is second to none, really. And the other 20 blokes, if they just take a slither of that heart, we're not the team that lose today. You know what I mean? And I thought last week it was Silvani's passing, which was obviously horrific. And, it was, we just showed no heart. And that was a reason to show heart last week. And I thought again this week we had a reason, but obviously not. Obviously this group don't have the will to want to win as much as they need to have to be a good football club. We've seen it time and time again over the last 20 odd years, really.
Yeah, or at least consistently, because they do have the will to win in like little spurts or, a quarter. And then you see they pile on 7 goals against the Pie. So they've got it like in spurts, but we're not here for fucking 1 week of good footy and then 2 weeks of trash footy followed up by a response, followed up by a complacency. Like, it's just not enough.
Yeah, it's just quite evident that we rely on our stars. Like that's our game plan at the moment, right? Like when one of our top 3, that's Wiedering, Mackay and Walsh, have a bad game, we lose. It's that simple. I mean, GWS Walsh was tagged up, we lost the game. When Mackay plays badly, we lose games. Today, Wiedering had a bad game against Larkey. I mean, how does Larkey kick 7 in a game, really? How can we not lock up Nick Larkey of all people? I mean, when one of our best players do badly, the disparity between the top and the middle is just way too big at the moment. It's there's no one to step up to fill that void when one of our players aren't playing well. We can't rely on these players to play well every single week. It's not fair. I mean, we were doing that with Cripps for years and years, and now that he's kind of taken a bit of a back step to play the captain's role as we've urged him to, we need other players to start stepping up and helping him around him, and it's just not happening. I mean, in that forward line, as soon as Mackay's gone, that's one player. It's finished. We have no forward line structure whatsoever. I don't know whether that's a list problem, whether we haven't recruited enough talent to help out, but I don't really see how that's the problem because we've gone out and we've brought in players. I mean, I was thinking before, our worst aspect of the game is defense, and we spent $1 million a season on 2 players to fix our defense. I mean, we were in Angot defenders last year in the trade period, and that hasn't helped. So I don't really understand where we've gone wrong. It's kind of confusing to me because we're in a competition that allows for bad teams to rebuild quickly. Like we get these high draft picks. We're in a pretty even competition. It's not like the soccer we can go out and spend hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's the reason why the clubs do so well. So it's kind of just bizarre to me how for the last 20 years we've been such a bad football club because they reward people for being bad in this league, right? And we've been one of the worst clubs, yet we can't seem to find a way to get better. And that screams culture to me. That's the problem. It must be. If we're getting all these number 1 draft picks consistently, we've got Gibbs, Murphy, Cruiser. Now we've got the other ones coming through, Dow, Walsh. I mean, we're either picking the wrong players every single year, or there's something ingrained in our culture that isn't allowing us to develop these players to become something good. Because I've seen Melbourne be dog shit throughout the last 20 years. I've seen Hawthorn be bad. I've seen, West Coast be bad. I've seen North be bad now. But these teams rebuild and then win premierships. Richmond couldn't crack the 8 for years and years and years, but they got the draft picks, they developed them up, and then won 4 flags in a row. I don't understand how Carlton of all teams can't do the same thing. I don't know why. Yeah.
No, it's just hard to keep believing that we're here, and you've always got the hope that one day in the future. That's really the only thing that keeps you going. That one day.
Yeah.
But then one day just gets further away every year.
Yeah, that's the messaging, right? That's always been the messaging for the last 3 years. It's been the belief things are going to change quickly. It's time for that messaging to stop. Like that rhetoric of things are going to change and it can change really quickly. Have a look at Brisbane. That's not enough. That's enough of. I don't want to hear that coming out of David Teague's mouth again, ever again.
Correct.
I'm sick of hearing it. Like I'm fucking to the top of my brain. I'm sick of hearing it. Like things are not going to just change. Things aren't going to happen overnight. There actually has to be systemic change from the ground up to actually make a difference so we can become a good football club again. It's not just going to change like it did with Brisbane, because they made smart moves, right? They went in the trade period and got Lachie Neale. They did the right move. That they went and got, like, developed their young players. You see their young players being really good now. That's not happening with us. It's just not. Yeah, we've got Walsh coming through. He was always going to be good. He was a number one pick. Maybe not as good as we expected him to be now, but it's time that we put that messaging to the side, and it's time for now. We've got the list for it. That's a consistent message I've heard across everyone's fan cams, right? Like, we are underachieving with the list we have right now, and that's either coaching, culture. I think both, really. And hopefully this review actually uncovers things. I hope this just isn't a band-aid that we use to cover over everything that's going on, and then next year the same shit happens, because things need to change at this football club for us to be good again. We're tired of it. Like, we're sick as Carlton fans of watching our team be poor every single week. I mean, sport has such a big role in our lives to I know that it sounds kind of like stupid to say, but, like, you know, every week, even with the COVID highlighting, everyone lives busy lives, everyone lives stressful lives, and on the weekend for 3 hours a week, you get to watch the club you love play sport, and all we want to do is watch them play with heart, soul, and win. That's why we watch them. We rely on them to provide us with happiness, and it just hurts us time and time again when this team consistently lets us down from what we expect them to be able to do. So all we ask is for this team to just show a bit more heart. We know we've got the skill for it. We just need to start performing better. And this season's done now. I've heard you asking people already, like, what's next? There's nothing left this year. We have to be real with ourselves. We're not making the finals. We may as well just play young blood. I agree. Like, Josh Honey needs to come in. Curnow needs to get some consistency in before next year. Take Cottrell out of the team. I'm sick of him being there. Honestly, I don't like talking about players, but I don't understand the persistence with playing Cottrell. He's not AFL level. He can't kick the fucking footy. He can't find a target. Every time he's on it, he looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Yes, he runs, but this isn't long distance running. This isn't the Olympics. Like, it's done. He has to be cut. Like, I can't stand watching him anymore. I genuinely, it makes me angry that we're still allowing players like that to play in this team. Cottrell does not find a game in any other list in the AFL. He doesn't. Like, and I don't want to be too harsh on the bloke, but it's more of a representation of where we're at as a football club, that we're allowing people like this to keep getting games. When we've got people like Lachie O'Brien sitting in the reserves who's just not given a chance. So if you're not going to step up and perform, it's time that we be more ruthless and give young players a chance to develop, instead of playing games on players who aren't showing anything. Same thing with Tom Williamson, in my opinion. Like, he needs to be dropped again. He's not doing anything back there that's worth any note. He doesn't look confident on the ball. I don't know. I'll stop, because I'll go through the whole list in a second. But
no, it's well said. I appreciate you coming on and laying it out there. It's some food for thought. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and
I'll try.
Enjoy the Olympics.
Yeah, I will.
All right, mate.
Take it easy, mate.